Mission.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mitch Carr, your ESPNU Campus Connection correspondent for the day. As you can see behind me, the Miami Hurricanes are running out of this now famous smoke that they've run out of since the 1950s to take on the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. This tradition was started by Bob Nolette in the 50s as a way to increase fan interest in the games. It's now spread all over the country, but it started here first at UM.
Certainly that's something that everybody likes to avoid here hurricane season, but with more on how they got that nickname, here's our Campus Connection reporter, Mitch Carr. Mitch?
That's right, guys. A little bit of history for you. The University of Miami was founded in 1925 by a group of citizens that wanted an institution of higher learning in Miami for their young citizens. Now, this classes began in the fall of 1926, but a huge hurricane swept through Miami on September 16th of that year. It was big enough to cancel the first game of the home season and the first game in Miami history. So the team, undaunted, decided to change their name to the Hurricanes because they wanted to sweep opponents away, just as that hurricane had swept away their first home game.
Well, they've certainly done it. Thanks you, Mitch, for the last 3 decades. 5 national titles since 1983.
Yeah, it's been a great tribute.
Fullback, we're in Fred. We get you to our Campus Connection reporter, Mitch Carr. Mitch?
Howard Schnellenberger was the head coach of the Hurricanes in their early 80s. During that time, he coined the phrase State of Miami. What Schnellenberger wanted to do was put a virtual wall around South Florida and keep all of its best recruits playing in the state for the University of Miami. Randy Shannon has gone back to that ideal a little bit, tapping a lot of the talent from Central and Northwestern Dade. For example, Brendan Harris is from Booker T. Washington and Central Dade. Ja'Cory Harris, the quarterback you just saw play, is from Northwestern High School. So there's a lot of local talent making this University of Miami team come back to prominence.
Coach, certainly that was your story when you coached here as well as Adams Orange Bowl. With more on that, our Campus Connection reporter today, Mitch Carr.
Well, Dave and Larry, the student reaction is not very good. There has never been a stadium on campus of the University of Miami, but the Orange Bowl was an easy metro ride away, relatively easy for students to get to and from. Dolphin Stadium, on the other hand, is about 15 miles north of where the Orange Bowl was. That makes about a 40-minute drive. Now, what they've decided to do is the university buses the kids up from campus all the way up to Dolphin Stadium. But there's been some hitches in that system so far, and it hasn't worked quite well as the university and the students would have liked.
Alex Fry with a stop there, a design quarterback draw for Marv. What about the alumni, Mitch? I mean, the students are not so happy with it. What about the alumni?
Well, the idea was to bring in more alumni from the northern counties, Palm Beach and Broward County, but I just learned yesterday that there was a certain alumni, I'm not going to name him, who had 30 seats on the 50-yard line at the Orange Bowl. When the university decided to move to Dolphin Stadium, he canceled his 30 seats. That's a lot of money to be lost right there.
It certainly is. From one particular donor.
Well,
with a stop there on James.
As a former coach, I would just like to see the fans turn out. I don't care if they played in somebody's backyard. I'd like to see them turn out to support these players. And I think that means a lot. And again, whether it's in this stadium or whatever stadium.
You're kind of caught, aren't you, if you're at Miami? A lot of slamming. Standing by with our own Mitch Carr is Russell Maryland.
Well, he won the Outland Trophy in 1990. He won a championship with the Hurricanes in 1989. I'm talking, of course, about Russell Maryland, a standout defensive lineman for the Miami Hurricanes. Russell, you've had a chance to watch this game. You know, when you were playing here, you didn't lose a game at the Orange Bowl in 5 years. What's it like now playing in a different stadium?
I tell you what, it's different. It's different. It's a big-time pro atmosphere. Even though it's college football, it's a whole professional deal. And it was time, you know, great memories in the Orange Bowl, 70 years of great memories, but it was time to move on. And the old girl, the OB, she couldn't handle it anymore. So we love her still.
Well, you played during the Randy Shannon era. He won a championship in '87. You were there, and you won the championship in '89. What can Coach Shannon do now to get this team back on track and in national title contention? Actually,
Mitch, I was on the '87 championship team. I only played three plays in that championship game, and I was there. But Coach Shannon, all he has to do is just, you know, do what he's doing. He's a smart coach. He was a smart player back then. I have no doubt he's going to get these players and have them ready, especially with all the youth that he has, get them ready for these big games.
My last question, you were the Grand Marshal of the homecoming parade last night. Tell me about that experience.
Oh, it was a lot of fun going back on, you know, to those old hallowed halls of UM and just being recognized as one of the old fat guys coming back home. So I loved it. University of Miami showed me a lot of love. It was a great experience, so I loved it.
So Russell Maryland coming back home. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot. Coach, I'm interested in your thoughts on Smith, who came in to go for the block. Smith coming off under his own power. We'll have more on the mascot with Mitch Carr when we return to Dolphin Stadium in a moment. Mascot here at Miami. Here's Mitch Carr, our campus connection.
Well, as you can see, I'm right here with Sebastian, the Miami mascot. And Sebastian is kind of a curiosity to a lot of people out there. He's been called everything from a duck to a goose to a stork. Well, he's none of the above. Sebastian is actually an ibis. And what the ibis is a small migratory bird native to the South Florida Everglades. Now, Sebastian became the mascot officially in the 1950s, and it's stuck ever since. So he's not a duck, he's not a goose, he's an ibis. Please respect it, he's a rowdy bird.
Thank you very much, Mitch, and welcome to National Geographic, folks. We all know now what an ibis is.
Thanks, guys. I'm down on the field with Randy Shannon right now. Coach Shannon, big homecoming win over Wake Forest. What does this do for your program?
Well, it's a big win for us, the second win in our conference, and it gives us a little more insight of what we are as a football team. We think we're doing a lot of great things. I'm proud of these young kids, the way this young footballers team responded to a lot of adverse situations and doing some great things.
Now, they gashed you for some big runs in the first half. They were trying to run the ball. They were running it down your throats. You seem to have been able to adjust and stop that run in the second half. They didn't have a first down until halfway through the third quarter. What did you change? What adjustments did you make?
Well, we have to adjust to what we've seen on film. They did a lot of different things on film that we thought what was going to send the game, but Coach Grove went back to old school football lineup and two backs and smash mouth football, and we didn't practice enough that week, but we'll figure it out when come halftime, but we got to do a better job in the first half of recognizing things.
Congratulations again, Coach. Thank you very much.
Thank you.